Hi Grandbubs. So today we are going to work on your form and checks. So here's the deal. We have to warm up. So what I want you to do, so we can just get ready, is you're going to work on we're going to work on the kicks from your form. So roundhouse kicks, side kicks, and hook kicks. I'm going to put numbers 1 through 10 on the video. So you're going to do, that's your intensity level, right? So we're going to start with roundhouse kicks. If you do 10 roundhouse kicks, start at level 1 intensity, you go up to level 10. You can switch legs in between, I don't really care. But we're going to do that for all the kicks. I will write what kick we're doing, so don't have to worry about that. But go. Alright, so we're just going to start by reviewing the part of your form you already know. So, after you take an each spear. If you want to, you can mark your hand, so I'm going to tell you which way we're going to go. But we're here. We're going to turn towards the back. Our left leg is now forward. We're going to turn our foot and back leg on our feet. Land forward. Slide up. Front leg, double side kick, below, high, land forward, and slide up. Hook kick. Down. So, the way I remember this, it's like a pyramid, right? We start with 1, and then 2, and then it goes back down to 1. So like a triangle, you know? Hang on, I'm going to draw it. Save it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to draw a triangle to show you what I mean. That's how I remember this part of this form. Okay, so it's here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so right here is the 1 roundhouse kick, 2 side kicks, and the 1 hook kick. It like goes up, number goes up, and then right back down. That's how I remember it, if that helps. I just realized I didn't turn up the brightness. Okay, there we go. That's how I remember. Don't know if that's going to help you at all, but that's how I remember this form. So, I'm going to do it facing the other way now. We're here. We turn towards the back. Left leg forward. They're in right leg roundhouse kick. Slide up. 2 side kicks. 1, 2, slide up, 1 hook kick. Alright, so we're going to do that like 2 more times. And then we're going to move on to the next part of your form. So we're here, turn, roundhouse kick, slide up, side kick, slide up, hook kick. So, important piece. This is like the part of the form that everyone makes the sloppiest because they just ignore their chambers. Everyone's side kicks and roundhouse kicks lately look like this. They all look like this. I don't know why, but I'm going to show you something. So, I need to get my notebook again. Alright, so there are 2 types of kicks. Okay? two types of kicks we're going to talk about right now. Linear and oblique. So linear is kind of what you'd imagine linear means. It goes out in a straight line. Like that. That would be linear, okay? So if I'm going to do my side kick, I'm going to get a shovel so I can balance and not fall over when I'm trying to do this slowly. Okay. Shovel. We get creative, guys, when we're recording stuff from home. But it comes back and pushes straight out and comes back. If you were to put a marker on my foot and this piece of paper in front of me, it's going to draw a straight line, right? You can imagine how my foot is kicking. It's making a straight line. So, there's a little person right here, and he's throwing his side kick. It's going to go out in that straight line, okay? The other type of kick is called oblique. Oblique. So these can be used for kicks and strikes. Like this, a back fist is an oblique technique, and a punch is linear, right? So, oblique kind of makes a little half circle, okay? If I was to do a roundhouse kick, and you trace where my foot went, it's going to make a half circle on like this plane. See how it doesn't go straight out? It opens and it makes that like half circle, like that. That makes it an oblique technique. It's like difference between between punches and back fists, right? We don't do our punches like this. This is a back fist. We know they're two different things. We don't do a punch like this. Sorry. We do a back fist like this. We don't do a punch like this and try to like open it and hit with the front of our hand, because that's weird, right? So, we don't do that with roundhouse kicks and side kicks either. So I want you to think of a side kick more like a punch, right? It's going straight in and out. And a roundhouse kick is making that half circle. You're opening your leg like a hinge. And it's like a door. You know, a door opens and closes like this. That's what your roundhouse kick is like. Now, there are other ways. That's like the most basic explanation. Your power is really not in there, but it's the best way to remember how to do that. And a side kick, it doesn't open like this. It pushes out. More like a front kick, right? Our front kicks, they push out. They don't just stand here and open. Okay, so before we move on to the next part of your form, I want you to practice that. You're going to practice your roundhouse kicks and your side kicks. I want you to focus on pushing out or kicking around. Okay? All right, go. Alright, now we're going to work on the next techniques you're going to need for the next part of your form. So, first thing, if you've ever taken an XMA or really any demo or performance team, this will look very familiar. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to that corner, chop, punch. Then we're going to do the other corner, chop, punch. So familiar, chop, punch, chop. It's in like a million forms. If you've ever done an XMA form, if you've ever done the form we did on Zenith, I don't know, Max said you're usually on XMA, but you get the gist. You have seen that a million times. Even if you haven't done it, you've seen it. So, that's the next few moves. You're going to go to the corner, chop, punch, other corner, chop, punch. Don't you practice that whole time. So chop, punch, look the other way, chop, punch. Snap your head, chop, punch, snap, chop, punch. Look, chop, punch, look, punch, look, chop, punch, look, go, other way. We're just going to keep doing this. It's good practice. That way when we actually put in your form, it will be much easier. Alright, now the next move we're going to do, you probably haven't seen as much, but that's okay. We're going to work on elbows. Okay, so, comes across like this. I'm going to grab something, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're talking about elbows, and our elbow in this form comes across like this. So, it's like you're going to do a back fist, almost. You bring up your elbow, you're hitting with this part of your elbow right here, and it comes across like that. So just do that a couple times, across, across, across. Now the other side, ready? It comes straight across like that. Hoppa, hoppa, hoppa. Now we don't want to do this, because that's a little ridiculous, right? It comes up as you're going forward. We're not winding up and rotating all the way. It's coming up and striking across. Alright, so now when we do this in our form, it adds an extra piece. Our hand is coming out like this. We're elbowing into our hand. Now, if you've done X-Try Form 7, there is an elbow like this in it, so you might already know what you're doing. But you've definitely seen it a lot less than chop punch. So our hand comes out and we elbow. Hoppa, hoppa. Now, pet peeve of mine. You're not doing this. Your hand doesn't come into your elbow goes to your hand. When we're rotating in, our hand's going to come back a little bit, and you might need to bend your elbow unless you have like one arm's way longer than the other, because obviously that doesn't work. When we rotate, our arm's coming back because our shoulder's coming back, right? We just stand still, we can't reach. When we rotate, our elbow's coming back. That's also, now we're talking about power, but when you rotate in and turn your hips towards your target and your shoulders towards your target, you get more distance than just this. It adds power, opens everything up, and adds distance. So it's bringing this hand back, right? If I turn this way, this hand comes back, and this hand goes forward. Like that. So that's how we can hit our hand. So I have this bag here, and I'm going to tell you what you're doing when you do this move, because it's kind of fun. Your hand is going behind their head, and you are elbowing through. So you're going hoppa through their head. So hands here, and it's holding their head in place so it doesn't move while you're hitting it, and it's like you're making a sandwich. You're squishing the head in between your elbow and your hand. Like that. So what I want you to do to practice that is, we're actually going to practice the past 2 moves we've done. So we're going to start by practicing our back fist punch. We're just doing this at the same time. I feel like it makes it easier. Okay, so you're going to practice your back fist punch. How I want you to practice that is just practice looking at the direction. So, back punch, ba, ba. I want you to try to add in lockout, because I think these moves are easier to add in lockout. Lockout's part of our intensity. We gotta have that lockout because we're working on martial intent. Intensity is all about that martial intent, which is showing the fight in what you're doing. Okay, martial means military, so martial intent shows the fight, right? There's a big difference between this and this, and it's really just adding lockout. Lockout does it power, so why a lot of people, when I ask, what do you need to have lockout? Or what do you need to have intensity? They'll say rotation and back of mass. And while that does help, you can have lots of power in zero intensity. But we want to show the fight, especially now, because I'd have you, illustrating our partner, which is like showing where you're hitting, so you can visualize the fight. But now you need to do it in your head. Imagine where you're striking, and it makes it easier for everyone else can visualize what you're doing. So you're gonna do that. I want you to chop punch 10 times. So like that's 1, 2, etc., etc. So once you're done with that, you are going to get a pillow. I'm using this for now. It's my sister's from physical therapy for many injuries, but I'm going to use this to show you, like a pillow. You're going to take that hand that is going behind the head. Now you're going to hold. You usually wouldn't grab on. I mean, you could grab on like their hair, but you're going to hold. Try to find the best way to do this so I don't punch myself in the face. And you're going to bring your elbow to the pillow. And you're sandwiching the pillow between your elbow, right? I was doing this and I just hit myself in the face with it, but find what works best for your pillow, right? You're holding it, and you're elbowing, and you're sandwiching the pillow between your hand and the elbow. Don't do this. You're not bringing their head to your elbow. You're bringing your elbow to their head, okay? So you're going to work on that chop punch 10 times, and then you're going to work on the elbow until time runs out, okay? All right, go. Alright, so we're going to add just the trap punch to our form for now. Next week we'll finish putting it all together, but other than that, you've got all the moves pretty much already. You've learned the other ones before, those ones just want to take extra time to work on. So we're at our take a knee spear. Yeah, I'm face this up. I'm going to turn around, and my left foot's forward. Right leg roundhouse kick. Slide up. Right leg. Side kick. Side kick. Slide up. Hook kick. Now, I'm going to turn towards that corner. I have a tree over there. I don't know if you have anything you can go to. But towards that corner, I'm never my feet in. I'm going to back up easy. Right foot in, and then step out, stop, twist, and punch. Then we're going to that corner, stop, and punch. So that's one more time. We are here. Hoppa. Turn. Roundhouse kick. Slide up. Side kick. Side kick. Slide up. Hook kick. To that corner. Chop. Punch. Chop. Punch. We'll add one more move. Back leg. Front kick. Okay, so you're going to go for now. Uno más. One more time. For here. Hoppa. Turn towards the back. Right leg. Roundhouse kick. Slide up. Right leg. Side kick. Side kick. Slide up. Hook kick. Towards the corner. Chop. Punch. Other corner. Chop. Punch. And front kick. Awesome. High five. Alright. Now we're going to work on checks. So go grab your checks. Alright, so we have our checks. We're going to work on the form we were working on last one. Not sure how far we got, but I know we at least got to the high block punch. So after here, it's back leg front kick, land forward, then our back leg pumps, leg front kick. We're going to land in a horse stance, low block. So here's where I want to start. The next move is called a Rollin Set. That's what our feet are going to do. It's named after Roland Osborne because he used this in a ton of his forms. If you learn, pretty sure this was one of his forms, and if you learn, well, you will learn the sword form as a red belt. I know it's also one of his forms, and it has this step in it multiple times. So we are going to practice that. We're here. Our front foot comes into our back foot, and our belly button takes back. Our other foot steps out. Turn. So we end in the opposite stance. So ready? Go back to that guard stance. My front foot comes in. My foot next to my belly button. My other foot steps out and rotates. So we're here. My right foot comes in. Left foot goes out and turn. One more time. In, out, turn. Now you can do this both ways. In, out, turn. In, turn. In, out, turn. In, out, turn. One more. Alright, so now we're going to work on the hands part of that. Now, I have a few options for you. Okay? Last time I taught checks, which is, the cycle for last time, everyone got really bored, okay? Because I ran out of things to teach them. I taught them the form, and they, picked it up super easily. So, this is where the few options come in. Alright. First thing you need to know how to do is an orbit strike, okay? Now, people pick up stuff, especially with checks, at very different paces. Personally, I'm not great at learning new stuff with checks, okay? It took me probably until I was black belt to do wrist rolls, which I now teach to green belts, and you guys pick it up like it's nothing. And chasers, I definitely couldn't do it until I was a black belt. And these, I also teach the green belts, and most of you guys pick it up like it's nothing. It's crazy. So, I have a couple options. There are a few levels here. That way, you can pick whichever one you feel the most comfortable with, and you can work towards the next one. You always have something you can work towards. So, we have an orbit strike where it comes up over your head and down to your other hip, like this. Up over your head and down to your other hip. Now, if we're using one hand, that's how I explain it. It's on your hip, it comes up, high block, and it comes around, in block, and down. Then when it goes the other way, it goes out block, high block, down. High block, in block, down. Out block, high block, down. Now we're using both hands. One hand is at the high block, while the other one's at the out block, and when it comes around, in block and high block. So it's like, I don't know if that helps you at all, but it helps me. But it goes around your head and it's striking on its way down, like that. Alright, so that's option one. So we add that to the Rollin step. You're here, they come to your hip, And as you step over, it goes around your head and down. So that is numero uno. Okay. Second option is a single inverted figure eight. So if you can do this, you get to add this. If you don't get this yet, don't worry about it. The way you practice this is you practice helicopters and lawnmowers. You pick a number, say 3, just for ease of showing it. I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And once that's comfortable, I go to only 2 spins. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Once that's comfortable, I go to 1, 1, 1, 1. And once I've got that, I go to half. So you're not even finishing the full spin. Now, it takes time. Like, you gotta work on each step slowly. You can't just like jump to this after you've done helicopters once, right? It takes time. So don't worry about it if you don't got it yet. But if you do, you can do that instead. You're here, you add it into your roll. Now, if you can already do one of these, and you're like, I can do this too. I can do this too. I want you to start with 1. Okay? Because when we add spinning our feet while we do this, it messes up our brain. So once you get that, then you can move on. So, next option, if that's still too easy for you, is double inverted double inverted figure eights. There we go. So you're here, you step in, double inverted figure eights, and around. Okay, I'll do it one more time. You're here, you double inverted figure eights as you go around and catch. Okay, last option, that's still too easy, is alternating. Okay, the way you learn alternating is you start one, and when this one's at the bottom, you start this one. Right, that way they're offsetting each other. I'm still not great at these. Like, occasionally I'll just be doing them, and it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden they'll just link together, right, and start doing the same thing. So, those also take lots of practice. Lots of right-left function in your brain. If you have trouble doing these, you're going to have trouble doing those, and that's fine. So, we are here. You can also add in those if everything else is way too easy for you. Just pick one, okay? Alright, I'm going to let you practice, and then we might add a little more. I haven't decided yet, but you're going to go here, front kick, pump jump, front kick, low block, pick one. Start here. If you've got that with ease, you can do it 5 times without messing up. Then you can do this. If you can do that 5 times without messing up, then you can do this. And if you can do that 5 times without messing up, then you can do this. Okay? So I want you have to do it each, start at the bottom, do it at least 5 times before you try the next one. Okay? Alright, go. Alright guys, so I think that's enough new stuff for today. You did a great job. I will see you later this week. Remember, Zoom classes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I believe Wednesday. Oh, I'm not sure if there's one on Wednesday anymore because any of the classes outside. There's definitely one Monday, Thursday. Mondays and Thursdays actually now are both at. Sorry, brain function 5. Okay, Mondays, Thursdays both at 5 o'clock. Okay, at 5:45. If you go to in-person classes too, there's been a new schedule that started last week. Make sure you look at that. Don't worry about it if you come in late. Well, we're still getting used to it because it's happened. But other than that, we've got Zoom classes Monday, Thursday for you to join. I teach those, by the way. So you can come see me, ask questions if you have them. Other than that, I'll see you later this week. Bye.